According to the Arizona Department of Transportation, approximately 23,000 vehicles travel through the impressive scenery of the Virgin River Gorge on Interstate 15 daily. Well, hello folks, I'm your host Daniel Nobre. This time, I'm only gonna be driving. I'll take you with me for about 9 miles for this presentation to show this peculiar place. According to Professor Geologist Rick Miller, this is a geological wonderland because it's where the Colorado Plateau meets with the Great Basin. And you're gonna see the difference on the rocks. It's beautiful, it's fantastic. Let's go. Starting my trip on mile 13 in Littlefield, Arizona, south of the Interstate 15 heading north to St. George, Utah, and a little before that is the end of the Virgin River Gorge around mile 24. So this is pretty much what you're gonna see in this video. An impressive wall of mountains denotes the southern entrance to the Virgin River Gorge around mile 13, although the highway is not visible from this spot. Apron-like features at the base of both ranges are alluvial fans of sediments eroded from the mountains. With even a passing interest, it becomes evident that there are major changes in the geography and geology from one end to the other. These changes are due to the fact that hiding in plain sight within the gorge is a major geologic province boundary. This boundary separates the Colorado Plateau province on the east from the Basin and Range province on the west. Visible to all and carved on the rocks, you can tell the geological wonder that is going on here. Distinct changes in topography, types of rocks, and structural features occur across the boundary. And these changes are what make a drive through the gorge like being in a scenic and geologic wonderland. This province is literally being split apart by tension, resulting from a source of heat energy from nuclear fission that exists below the region. Evidence for that heat is provided by numerous volcanoes and lava flows scattered throughout this province. The term basin and range comes from the generally parallel north-trending mountains, the ranges, separated by valleys, the basins. Rocks in each of these mountain ranges are tilted and bounded by faults and are thus described as fault block mountains. FYI, my speed limit driving to film this was 60 miles per hour. You're watching this twice as fast. These ranges were once aptly described by geologist Clarence Dutton as resembling an army of caterpillars crawling northward. Exposed rocks represent a wide range of geologic ages and rock types, and they are generally also distinctly tilted and faulted. These rocks can be seen in the lower, narrower, and steep-sided portions of the gorge, mile markers 13 to 18, and generally appear as tilted gray and brown weathering rocks. The construction cost for this section of the highway in 1960s and 70s was approximately $10 million per mile. In today's money, it will cost $50 million or more. It was fully completed and opened in 1973. At the time, it was the most expensive portion of interstate highway system per mile. In the last few years, needed repairs and retrofitting of this portion of the interstate has occurred on irregular basis, which sometimes makes the drive through the gorge even more entertaining. From mile marker 13 to mile marker 18, the narrow canyon of the gorge has steep walls that consist in lower to middle Paleozoic rocks. A very distinct change occurs at around mile marker 18. A good location to view this change will be the overpass at Cedar Pocket exit 18 that you're gonna see me right there on top. At this location, eroded canyons cut almost perpendicularly across the highway and are the result of another fault that has allowed more distinct weathering and erosion of the rocks. The distinct changes in color and orientation of the rocks are evident. It is in here in Cedar Pocket exit 18 on top of the bridge that you see the difference between the boundaries, the gray tilted rocks and the brown and reddish flat-lying rock. Now I'm back to the road and heading north, destination St. George, Utah. The boundary between these two provinces occurs as part of a major fault. This system is part of the Wasatch Fault System, and it is represented by a series of faults extending from Arizona up through Utah along the Wasatch Front and into Idaho. The province boundary itself is nicely exposed in the walls of the narrow gorge. From mile marker 18 through mile marker 24, the upper portion of the gorge becomes wider with less imposing cliffs. Exposed rocks include a variety of nearly horizontal and more colorful brown, grayish brown, and red weathering rocks. These rocks include a variety of mudstone, sandstone, and limestone that were deposited in a variety of different environments such as floodplains, river systems, lakes, and shallow seas that existed during Medial and Late Paleozoic time. And you can find some fossils from marine organisms as well plants and animals. And maybe you may ask, Daniel, where is the Virgin River? As you drive, you're gonna see several bridges that if you stop and look down, you'll see the Virgin River. The Virgin River is very important because it carved the entire area, including Zion National Park. And just to let you know, I took this trip twice the same day that I made this footage. One with the camera in front of the car to show the road, and the second time I put the camera in the back seat, tied up, and opened the window showing the mountains from the right side of the car, passenger side, so you're looking east side of the mountains like in this scene that you see right there. So I marked every mile in order to put the footage together, so everything that you're watching is pretty accurate. Around mile marker 24, the gorge widens out and the interstate climbs up onto a plateau. At exit 27, only a couple of miles before the Arizona-Utah border, geologically young black volcanic rocks can be seen forming a ridge top a distance east of the highway, Black Rock Road exit. If you view the gorge from the Black Rock Road exit, you can see where the road starts to descend and enter the northern end of the gorge. Okay, we are reaching mile 24 and that's the end of the gorge. Special thanks to The Independent, a voice from southern Utah, but especially to the professor geologist Rick Miller. It is based on his webpage that I was able to put it together, all the information to do this presentation for all of us. Thank you. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for the new subscribers. And if you like the content of this channel, don't forget to tell for a friend to subscribe the channel as well. Don't forget to leave your comments. Your thumbs up on YouTube is very important for me. And I am counting on you for our next trip. Bon voyage! See you soon. This is Daniel Nobre. Au revoir.